In this video, I'm going to show you how this simple training aid is going to help you perfect your stroke, sink more putts, and lower your scores. So you want all that, right? Stay tuned. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. Of course, I continue my mission to hit the ball longer and straighter than ever before, but I also want to perfect my putting stroke so I can cash in on all those easy birdie putts that my tee to green game is going to give me. Now, for some time, I've been using this simple gadget. It's called the putting arc, and it just seems like pretty simple on the surface, but if you're to look really closely here, you can see that the shape of the arc is based on some pretty complicated mathematical equations. But of course, you don't really have to worry about those. You just have to use the thing. It's very simple to use, and I think it's going to really help. All right, to set up the arc, simply find a fairly straight putt. You can start at about 4 feet. I'm going to use a couple of tees to anchor it in place, and then it's all ready to go. Now, before I stroke any putts with this, I can simply use this arc to practice the feel of the stroke. So I'm going to keep the heel of the putter perfectly flush to the arc. That keeps the face of the club perfectly square to the arc, keeps your putter moving on a perfect arc. It's a very subtle arc. And I'll just go back and forth from line to line. And it really gives me a feel for what a perfect stroke feels like. So I'll just go back and forth 50 to 100 times before I start hitting putts, just to give myself a really good, some people call muscle memory. You might also call it kinesthetic feel or awareness. And now we can get ready to putt. All right, so if you've got the putter lined up correctly, and then you can duplicate the stroke you were just making. Voila, we should make the putt every single time. So besides grooving the stroke and making the stroke really good, it also becomes a big confidence builder. As you sit here, and it doesn't take very long, even for an average putter. You have to work at it for a little bit, but it won't take you very long to start making a bunch of putts in a row. It might take you 15 or 20 minutes if you're an average golfer, as your stroke starts to more and more conform square to the arc. But after a little while, you'll start to see buckets and buckets of 4-footers roll in, and it's going to do absolute wonders for your confidence out on the course. Now, on the course, you're not going to be able to rely on a plastic yellow rail, so you don't want it to end up as a complete crutch. So what I do is a third game, a little bit harder, where I'm now using a third tee, and I call this game Operation. If you remember that old game Operation from a long time ago, where you had to pull stuff out, very narrow tolerances without touching either side. Well, that's what we're going to be doing here. So I'm about 1/4 of an inch tolerance on each side, and I'm just going to try practicing following the arc without touching the tee or the arc. So what that does is it helps you make the perfect stroke, but now not relying on touching the plastic anymore, but instead just remembering what it feels like to make the arc. And again, you'll start making a lot of putts. All right, so again, this device is called the putting arc. I've left a link to buying this product down in the description below. I've been using this thing for years, and I think if you were just to use this for about 5 minutes a couple times a week, I'll bet you can drop your handicap by 3 or 4 shots just due to fewer putts. All right, so I'm gonna go back to work a little bit more on the arc because it's really fun after hitting a really good drive to be able to cash it in by making a short putt for birdie. Hey, thanks again for watching. I'm Steve, and as usual, hey, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway and in the hole in fewer strokes as well. Everybody take care.